Those Guys, and Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
What's up,
going
Herman?
on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Wednesday Night with Those Guys. And Wednesday Night with Those Guys, as you know, is sponsored by Those Guys. This is the place where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the use of drones. How's everyone out there doing this day on Wednesday, the hump day, the middle of the week? Yes, it's the middle of the week. We've had some pretty good weather. I'm hearing an echo on your side. We've had some pretty good weather here. We've had some pretty good weather and been able to get out to fly. Lately, this last couple of days, it's been kind of chilly, but still good to fly. Not windy.
It is. It is.
So,
welcome back, SJM.
Hope everybody's been able to get out wherever you are, if the weather is good, and fly your drone. I see they got a brand new drone that was released, and we're going to talk all about it tonight. But not right now. Hold back a little bit. Hold back a little bit. Hold it back a little bit. What's going on with you, man? What's going on?
Nothing. I'm my hands are still tied with the studio till we work out the bugs. What's up?
I know.
But
what's going on? Was it JC flies? JC saying?
Yeah, JC looks like a frizz on the Mavic 3, but it'll be back up for sale when the newness wears off. The Pro, just like when the Mavic 3 came out, they froze the Air 2S for a while.
Well,
what's up, Ariel?
I'll tell you the truth. The way they did the same thing happened with the Phantom and the Phantom 4 Pro, even though they gave you a little more than a year. Because the Phantom 4 Pro was the Phantom 4 was 6 months. You know, that was a tough uppercut for guys.
You see what Matt put? He said, pardon the phrase, they say keeping up with the Joneses, but I can't keep up with the Shenzhens.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, I listen. Well, hey, I'm not telling anybody how to have fun. That Phantom 4, they can't. Well, I'm saying Phantom. The Mavic 3 that came out a few months ago, almost a year and a half. There is almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that drone.
There isn't, except you're trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Nothing wrong with that drone. And the guys that's rushing out to sell theirs, I would stop short a little bit on that, especially if you're just doing YouTube videos. Unless you're doing, reviews on these things and you need to review it, I'll knock yourself out.
Big Matt says, just make a Super 35 Phantom drone.
But as far as the Mavic 3 Pro is concerned, the guys is running out to sell their drone.
Already, I've seen it on Facebook.
I don't know.
People are selling their Fly More bundles. People are selling their Fly More bundles. People are selling their drones by themselves because they don't want to give up that RC controller or that RC Pro.
Right. Yeah. They don't want to give up that. Because they want to buy it with the. They want to build a house out of the other controllers.
The N1 controllers?
No, the new one, the new gray one with the little plastic screen.
Yeah. The RC.
Yeah, they want to build a house with those now, because that's going to come in every box standard now, right?
Yeah, right. Hey, Fly Guy Merrill, what's good, man?
Why not? You done sold you done sold all the projected N1, so now the rest of them are for scraps and repairs.
Pretty much.
I hear you.
Pretty much for repairs and have a new camera put on. No doubt about it. It's a great drone. I won't be getting it. I'll stick with the 2 Pro. And my next purchase will be the Mini 4 Sub. Is the way forward.
4 Sub.
Sub 250. Everyone's waiting for that Mini 4 Sub.
The Mini 4. The Mini 4.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the 3?
I don't know. Hey,
it's not going to be much. It's not going to be any less plastic here.
True. They may put a better camera, but that's about it. I can't
If that
stop
if that's
obsessively
even a
yawning.
word, I mean, I'm looking at
Yeah, yeah.
I look at the Mini 2 compared to the Mini 3 Pro, and I'm like, what's the difference? I mean, I understand what's going on internally, but it just both as plasticky as ever, and the little
JC
itty bitty
starting.
propellers is on it.
JC starting shit. Anyone ordered a Mavic 4 Pro? Because
Well,
that's basically what it should be, the Mavic 4 Pro, but it's too early, so they're going to keep it Mavic 3. You know how it
but
goes.
but they got what was it coming up, right? Lawrence, drone safety day.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it seems to become a whole week event now. What are you over there?
Interesting.
What are you tired over there?
I don't know. I'm freaking. I keep yawning. Maybe,
What do
maybe
you
I
need
missed my
to take
nap.
a nap?
Probably. Probably. It's been a long day.
It's only 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. That's what the problem is. That's especially the problem.
It's only 5 o'clock. How you tired already?
Listen, I do a lot during the day.
I'm listening. By
I
five
do a lot
o'clock,
during the day, bro.
wait,
Yeah,
in
by
the
5 o'clock.
over there?
When most people are just turning over at 5 and 6, I'm already out of bed.
Now he's in the military.
Well, I blame my grandfather for that. He used to
That's
get
what
up every morning at 4,
mm-hmm.
no matter what he did the night before, to get up and make breakfast for the
Mm-hmm.
large family, for
Uh-huh.
whoever was leaving the house that early. And then
Well,
he'd leave all the dishes, and my grandmother would wash those dishes and make breakfast and stuff for the rest of the house. Hey, Russell.
well,
He says
see
he ordered his. He
what?
ordered his at 9:01 and actually put Herman's address. I had to cancel and reorder.
Oh, okay.
Russell Guerrero said he
Don't
ordered
worry.
it.
If it comes, I'll get it to you. Make sure you get it.
After a test flight.
What happened?
After a test flight, I was saying.
Oh, I mean, that's what I said. If it comes, I'll get it to him.
Yeah. So now I need to get.
It's a
some
dangerous place. They might, somebody might snatch it when they deliver it.
Oh yeah. Just yeah. You have to watch out for that.
I told you about that when I ordered a drone and I was waiting for it, and I'm sitting here waiting, and I hear something hit the door outside, and I go, and the drone is sitting out there, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. Why do these drone companies find a need, right, to put their name on the tape that they seal the box with, when these delivery companies just leave packages?
Right.
They don't care.
That's true. Yeah, if you haven't clicked the like button already, please click it.
And what happens is people see that, and that's like whether you know or use or whatever, that word drone.
Yeah. That's true. Irvin Mitchell, what's good, man? How are you? Hope all is well. What's going on with everybody? But Herman, we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. We're going to talk more Mavic 3 stuff a little later on, right?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I've been using the Mavic 3, not the Pro, the Mavic 3, and I told you guys the Pro was coming.
Yep. I wish we could go back to the live stream and play back that episode. But my video playing capabilities will be handled and dealt with in the next couple of weeks coming up. I'm still changing studios. That's why I'm on the phone and
well, I'm taking bets, guys, in the chat. At approximately when do you think Lawrence is just going to keel over and fall asleep?
I'm not that bad, man. I'm yawning more so out of boredom than tired, being tired. I think that's what it is.
Now you say you on a live stream, right?
Huh?
And we talk about drones, right? And you fall asleep. No,
I'm
but,
good, man. I'm good.
no, but drone safety day, like I mentioned, was really intended to promote the use of good, good safe flight, and and the practice of. There he goes again.
I'm
Somebody
trying,
get
man.
somebody get him a cot, please.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Seriously. I didn't get my old man nap today. Maybe that's it.
You know what? I'm not gonna have to do like the old time doing the military, make you stand up. And
Fly Guy Merrill says about halfway through the show, I'm going to fall asleep.
you're gonna fall over, right? Boom. But
All you're going
okay,
to hear is snoring
he's over there. And
because I got the Bluetooth in my ear, so you'll be able to hear me snore.
and Lawrence is down.
Big Matt says, wake up. I am awake, man. I don't know what it is.
No, he's not, Matt. I'm talking to him and I'm seeing him over there rubbing his eyes, and he's like,
It was a long
wow.
day.
It's only 5 o'clock.
He said, I've never seen so many Z's. Oh, stop. SJM. I'm good.
You see him,
I'm
right?
good. Yo, what's good? Eddie
Eddie.
Nunez, how are you,
What's
man?
up,
Hope
Eddie?
all is well.
No, but like I was saying, drone safety day, right? It was a day dedicated to promoting the safe use and flight of drones, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
And
to be aware, I guess, of good.
yeah, drone safety day. You don't want to have any catastrophes or anyone crashing and things like that. Hey, Mia's Drone Adventure, how are you? Hope
April
all is well.
29th is drone safety day, right? April 29th, they say?
Yep.
Of this year. So what it
Yes.
is, I guess, to be safe, just don't go out.
Be my luck on National Drone Safety Day. It'll be snowing in New York or some stupid shit like that. Lance Cadena, how are you?
Snowing.
Cadena. Yeah, because that's usually how it is. When I want to fly, weather gets funky.
You really think it'll be snowing on April 29th?
It'll do anything. Mother Nature, she's bipolar. You know, you know that already, especially in New York.
I'm not gonna make that claim because I'm hoping that on my side of the street, the weather stays well. Because
I do too. I do as well.
that's what I was talking about. I was getting ready to mention before, because we've been using the Mavic 3 extensively.
We are. I'm using my classic extensively.
And the thing is, I've noticed some real funny things happening. I don't know if they've always been that way, or because I don't. That's why I'm not good with autonomous features.
Yeah. We've been using the hell out of our Mavic 3s. Herman has the regular Mavic 3. I have the Mavic Classic, and we're using the hell out of it on this site. And that's the only place I'm using it. I haven't had a chance. But since that new update, which we'll talk about a little later, I may have to go out one evening and try and catch some evening twilight colors and things like that in D-Log M.
I don't know about you, but I might have to buy another drone, because what I have is getting deep. I don't know. It's just it's doing some real funny things. You know what I mean? Like, okay, and shooting the hyperlapse.
Yeah.
She's doing a lot of wandering.
Yes. We call it the two-step, guys. So the drone. All right, hurry back, JC. The drone, our Mavic 3s are not near any cell phone towers. We're not near any buildings. We have a lot of clearance for where we are flying. And the drone does her usual two-step like this within a 2-foot radius. If you're just standing still, she will move back and forth and stuff like that. Moving, you don't notice it, but when she's standing still, she'll go 2 steps up, 2 steps down, 2 steps forward, 2 steps to the side. But that's DJI.
And it does it ever so slightly.
Right, ever so slightly. So now with this new Waypoint Pro, I'd like to try that. I'm hoping that's a lot more accurate.
I don't think that's on there.
No?
No.
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 Stevie, what's good? Capture Life Connection. Hope all is well.
No, that's not on that. That's not on that update. That's not what's on that update. But hey, Steve A. What's good?
Yeah, well, we got a lot to talk about. When Billy Kyle
Lawrence,
comes on, we will go into a lot of stuff.
Like I was saying to you before, it just does some real funny thing. It drifts a lot off mark sometimes.
Yeah, and that's it. Fighting with the GPS and all of those things. I understand, and magnetic interference, and the drone does well.
Not me.
Line dancing. Mavic 3 does line dancing.
it might, because I don't know. I find that it was doing that, even though it's doing what you're talking about, the two-step, the drifting, when it just says, I'm gonna go over here.
That bugs us out, but we believe that has to do with that cell phone relay nearby.
Okay, so why did it do it over the site, the construction site?
That's that magnet. Someone's got a magnet up there pulling your shit. But if you guys are familiar with doing hyperlapse or any stationary or free hyperlapse, which you're just standing there floating and hovering, or you can't see it in a moving hyperlapse, but if you're standing there doing a hyperlapse, you will notice your drone doing this, and then it'll stabilize, and then the wind will blow and it'll lean. That's expected, but every now and then she'll just drift about 2 feet or 3 feet to the left, to the right, Herman? That's what we've been experiencing, at least over by this site. I haven't flown anywhere else to experience it.
Or you haven't experienced it anywhere else.
That's true too. That's true also. That's more so true.
That's neither here nor there, but there nor here. But I'm just waiting on Billy to come in, and so we can get into talking about this Mavic 3 Pro. But actually, I could just maybe we could start without him.
Yeah, we can keep going. I mean, that's what everyone wants to hear about. They released the bird. They had a nice video. I'm concerned about that D-Log M.
Well, here's the thing. As we know, the flagship drone was released, right? With multifocal. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it. Making his way.
Hold the press.
Yeah, making his way to the stage right now, as they might say, is Billy Kyle.
Yo.
Billy.
Hey there. What's up, Billy?
What's going on? You know what?
Welcome.
It's thinking that my camera is my laptop, which is closed. Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
There we go.
Waiting on Billy to
There
come.
we go. Okay.
All right.
There he is. He had the profile view set up. What's good, man?
What's going on, Billy?
Not much, hanging in there.
All right.
We see you busy as hell. That's a good thing, bro. We trying to be busy like you.
Yeah, look, definitely can't complain about being busy. It's like when spring and summer hits, that's when it's busy. But then when it's when it's winter time, it's not as busy.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Believe me, I understand that.
What do you guys think of that new drone?
Mouth watering.
We would just get ready to get into that about this drone. You know, three lenses, 3 cameras, as people say.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's just in my opinion, what it is they upgraded what was on the drone already, and then added another lens to it.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually just going back and forth with somebody on Instagram, and they were upset that it's like such a small upgrade, and they were like I don't know what the exact words were that they said, but they were like, why don't they have a Mavic? Why would they come out with this instead of a Mavic 4? And I was like, dude, it's only been a year and a half since the Mavic 3 came out,
Right.
Like the gap between Mavic 2 and Mavic 3 was 3.5 years. So you can almost think of this as like sort of a mid-cycle refresh. personally, I really wish that, what they would have done is given us a bunch of options right off the bat and allowed us to swap out the payload, right? So give us like 3 different airframe options. Be like, look, here's your Mavic 3, here's your Mavic 3 Cine airframe with the built-in SSD. Here's your Mavic 3 Enterprise airframe if you wanted to go with that. And then here's the different options you have in terms of cameras, right? So you could buy the pro camera, you could buy the classic camera, you could buy all these different cameras, and like for me, that would be nice because you can mix and match. And I think that they almost maybe would have made more money off of something like that because somebody could have bought that airframe and they just keep coming out with cameras and they keep buying the cameras,
Yep.
Because let's be real, like what is a Mavic 4 going to do in terms of its body that the Mavic 3 can't do right now? You've got omnidirectional optical avoidance, 47 miles an hour, 47 minutes of flight time. I mean, if they wanted to, they could come out with a high capacity battery, they could come out with a bigger battery because really the biggest improvements that'll be made there are through, bigger cells or something.
Well, yeah, that would be something that they could do. But other than that, right now, as far as tech is concerned, the only thing you would have could do even from there is start going with more Ks on that camera, and that's the only other thing. And right now, for the price point that they're trying to keep that drone in, they try to wait for that tech to be available at that price point and push it. And well, I think DJI does a pretty good job of it, with what they do. And I knew this drone was coming a long time ago. I knew it.
I look at the resolution of the drone, and I don't think that it's a deal breaking that it can't do 8K or anything like that. But kind of look at what Autel did with the Evo 2 and how they have the 8K sensor, and like it's just like it feels like a fake 8K. It's 8K and it shows that resolution in the metadata and all of this stuff, but the bitrate is so low for it to be 8K. I don't know. For me, I would prefer DJI to give it to us straight. We've got a 4/3 4K sensor. That's about as true as you can get. Once you start getting into the quad bear stuff, it starts to get a little bit tricky. But I'd love to see them come out with. I mean, you see how big that camera is on the Mavic 3. Could you imagine a full frame sensor, just one full frame?
Well,
sensor?
It's funny. I was looking at that with those 3 cameras in there. Now you've just like the precursor for full frame camera on there, and like how much can the tech behind that sensor gets? How much smaller can all of that get?
I mean, the full frame drone that we have now is the Inspire, right? The Inspire 3 X9 camera has 8K. And you look at the size of that camera, it's huge. But what makes that camera so big is the ability to put different lenses on there, right? Like the whole mounting system and even the lens itself makes that camera very big. But if they could give us a fixed 24 millimeter focal length, they could probably squeeze a full frame camera into a smaller housing than what the X9 is. Obviously heat could play a role in that in terms of how the sensor reacts. But you have to think that the cooling of a drone is probably very different considering it's up in the air and flying, right? I mean, if I'm flying full speed ahead, it could probably cool off the drone pretty well. I mean, people were having issues with the Action 2 overheating, but I primarily use it on top of my drone and it never overheated for me because it was always flying. It was always being cooled off,
It's the same concept with the car and the radiator and the fan.
Yeah, exactly.
You get on the highway.
Go ahead. How do you feel about it, Billy? I mean, after having hands on and getting to play with that D-Log M, we're just getting a chance to play with it, but how do you feel?
So I personally haven't been doing much shooting in D-Log. For my drone shots, I just shoot in the normal color profile across all my drones because DJI does a good job with the colors right out of the gate, and it's just small little tweaks and I'm off from there. So I don't spend too much time color grading with how many videos I try to create. But I think that focal length really just has opened my mind to different things, right? So like I was earlier in West Philly doing it's kind of funny. It's like this 6 foot tall statue they've got to take off this building, and they needed photos of it just so that they could figure out how they were going to get this thing off the top of the building. And I'm probably like 3 miles outside of Center City, and I was like, let me just spin the camera around and see what I can get. And it was so cool that from being all the way out there at 70 millimeters, I could almost fill the frame with the skyline. And I tried out a hyperlapse from there. Like I tried to do a hyperlapse kind of, spinning around way outside of the city with the clouds moving above. So it's just like, it's opened up my mind to be like, hey, I can now go to a bunch of different places that I've never flown from because of this different focal length. Like
Right.
I won't go to my normal spot, like at the art museum, to fly my drone because that's suitable for the 24 millimeter lens. But when I want to start shooting with the 70, I'm like, I feel like I'm too close. Like I feel like I have to be further away from the city. So it's just going to open up so many different opportunities.
Okay. I would like to get my hands on that one. But you
Well,
know what?
look, I'm gonna have to come up to New York and have everybody come out. We can all fly it. So, because I would love to get up there and
Okay.
fly too. Because I mean, obviously the big thing is like flying in New York, and people are like, oh, you can't fly in New York and this, that, whatever. But if you get further away from the city and still get that punched in luck, that would look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That
because
is
right
true.
over from what's that, Red Hook, any of those places along the East Rivers, Long Island City, anywhere.
Yeah. But here's a question for you, Billy. Since they put that 3/4" sensor in, do you think that's the new camera for the smaller base drones? Do you think that's what the direction they're heading instead of that 1/3 or that 1/7 size?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what made them go with that sensor size really. And my assumption is since they already had a bunch of sensors from the Mini 3 Pro, they're like, all right, let's just put it in let's just put it in this drone. You know what I
Mini
mean?
3
So-
Pro, Mini 3
Like,
Pro, and the Mavic 3.
Yeah,
There we go.
I mean, the two things that are different about it are the focal length and the aperture, which can be done through the actual camera element itself. So they already had the sensor made. They're like, let's just throw it in here. So I don't know what their direction is. I mean, I think that the biggest thing you have to look at with DJI is it's such a trickle down effect, right? Like they just came out with the Inspire 3, and it just so happens that the Mavic 3 just replaced what the Inspire 2 was with the X5S, right? Like you have that same sensor size. So you kind of see how they operate, and they're always, pushing against a lot of different of the drone lines that they have. So, from there, I kind of look at like what else they have to update. Like now I feel like they have to update the airline, because that hasn't seen an update in a while.
That's next in line.
Yeah, so you think about it from that point, and you're just like, well, what could they increase that sensor size to? I mean, I don't know. I could see like an APS-C sensor coming to a Mavic 4, and then them giving it more room so that they can bring the Micro Four Thirds of the air, and then full inch to the Mini 3.
Someone
I
asked
really
a
think they'll
question
keep
real
the
quick.
1-inch sensor on that.
Someone asked a question real quick. You think they'll put a
crazy.
4/3 camera in an Air 3?
I don't know, but then if they do, then we know that the Mavic 3 is on its way out. So I don't think that they do it now after the Mavic 3 Pro just came out. But if they came out with an Air 3,
why I said the 1-inch sensor, give it an adjustable aperture. There's a lot of things you can do with a better battery. There's things that it hasn't seen that you can do to it.
Yeah, we've just reached a point now where with the Mavic 3, like the drone itself, I don't know what more I need from it. Like it's got great flight time, great speed, it's resilient, it's got great range. Like all I want now are camera upgrades. I want more resolution. I want that ability, and that's why
better image quality.
I mean that's why I think it'd be cool if like the Mavic 3 had that modular camera design, so they could just keep that airframe around for however long they wanted to, and then give us these specialty cameras. Like, oh, hey, this is a camera that is really good photography, really high megapixel count, this, that, whatever. But then here's another payload that's really good for video. And then, oh, hey, some time has passed. We're going to come out with this new camera system that now has 4 lenses on it. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just one single camera that has like a 5 to 10x zoom. You know what I mean? So you don't even have a wide angle camera on there. So like that's my wish. Like I wish that they did that, but of course, can't go back and rewrite history.
This is true. Very, very true.
Somebody had a render that was I thought it was hilarious. I think it was like about
the 12 camera.
The one with the Mavic Ultra.
The Mavic Ultra. Yeah, they had on Twitter. Yeah. With the 12 cameras that was ingenious because it geometrically fit. All they did was cookie cut the camera around the Photoshop, but it was ingenious though.
Looked like
then it makes you wonder. then it makes you wonder, instead of putting all those cameras, just put one lens in. It does it all.
Yeah, I know. And that's what a lot of people were saying is like, okay, screw the other lenses. Give me like a classic style drone, like the classic with the one camera on it, and give me like a 2x optical zoom on it, right? So that you can go anywhere between 1 to 2 and use that same exact sensor. So again, there's so many ways that they could have gone with it. And when I think about it, like, I like the approach that they're taking with the different cameras. I think it works well with a drone because you can just flip it from your controller. You don't have to balance anything or adjust anything. Like, it's all done right out of the gate. And, you don't have to carry around extra lenses and all that stuff. It's just very portable. So I like that direction they're going with these foldable drones.
Well, Billy, you know what I want to ask you about the drone itself? I know you have it with you.
Yeah, you want to see it?
Can the people see it?
Yeah. Show the people. Let's see. Within sliding range. He just slid 2 feet on this and was there.
There we go. There it is.
And you got the filter on.
Yeah, so you see, it's kind of weird because the one filter is like a different color up there in the top corner. It's weird.
I noticed that. What do you think is behind that?
It's almost.
So the reason I think that that's like that, they actually sent me an original version of them.
Okay.
They sent me an original version of the filters, and they said there was a glaring issue. Like there was a flaring issue within the camera. So they sent new ones. And I think the reason behind that is, there's separate, if you look at the back of it, there's separate pieces of glass. And if you look at the Mavic 3, the ones for the Mavic 3, that's all one piece of glass, I believe, on the back of it. For both lenses. But I think that the reason they did this, is because the aperture is slightly different on the 7X. So it's a slightly different strength of ND so that it can kind of stay similar in regards to what you're using. That's just my thought process behind it. Not confirmed,
I get that because like the filters for the Mini was very different than the ones for
you almost max headroom on us.
Or if you look at the glass, it's something different. Who, me?
Yeah. Yep. Just for a millisecond, your max headroom.
Yeah, I know. I got a thing here that says something about the internet not being stable.
You got to feed that guinea pig on that wheel.
The glass, if you look at it. I don't know. I tried.
The poor thing's running out of energy. Huh? I don't know.
But the glass, if you look at it, it's a little different.
On the Mini 3 as well.
I looked at this when I saw the review on this, when I saw the release on this, I was like, wow. I was like, and some people say it's so minimal of an upgrade, but I'm like, that one minimal upgrade is like changed it overall. And now we have a firmware update for the original Mavic 3 that brings the usage of the what do you call it? It has the D-Log M mode color, and you can now use the goggles too, and the Integra goggles and the motion controller is supposed to be
how do you feel about that? Because you fly FPV and you fly a camera drone, and I just feel a camera drone should not be flying FPV, but whatever's a gimmick.
Yeah, so here's the thing is today, I did my first flight with that. So I did my first flight with the Mavic 3 and the Mini 3 with the motion controller and the goggles. And the first thing I did was I was like, hey, let me get a flight in by throwing the goggles on and just flying with my regular controller, but you can't. You can only use the motion and goggles at the same time. So if you have the remote controller connected, like your RC Pro, and you throw the goggles on, it won't let you take off.
Really?
And yeah, that's kind of a bummer because like for me, like it was super bright out today. And even with the RC Pro screen, it's like you're squinting, you're looking and whatever. So if I could throw the goggles on it, I'd be comfortable. I'd be able to see really well, no glare, whatever. So I was like, this is going to be a great day to test that out. But literally it says controller not supported when you put the goggles on. So you can't use a regular controller. That kind of sucks. I was looking forward to being able to use that as like a screen, basically to fly my drone with. But when flying around, they do a good job at simulating the FPV experience as you're moving around. But there are times where you try to push the drone in a certain way with the motion controller, and the gimbal just starts to stutter a little bit. That you can tell it's not a real FPV drone. And you can even change the gimbal mode to be either follow, so it locks with the horizon, or you
I
can
was
change
gonna
it to
ask,
FPV.
did you try putting it in FPV mode to see?
Yeah, so it's on FPV mode right out of the gate when using the motion controller, and that was
Okay.
fun. And I was like, let me try
Okay.
I was like, let me try the follow mode, and that wasn't fun in my opinion. I was like, I'm flipping right out of this because you expect to be banking around using the motion controller. You're like, all right, let me bank to the side. You almost like you move with the controller as you're going. You're like, well, you're expecting the drone to bank, but it doesn't. So, yeah, I tried it out, and I was like, I'm going back.
So I guess we should be expecting a firmware update on that then.
Yeah. Do you guys have the motion controller? Have you guys tried it out? Do you like it?
No, I haven't tried it out. I don't even have the Avata. I haven't gone.
Okay, so do you think that it would be enticing for you to buy it? Like now that it's compatible with the Mavic 3, are you like, yeah, I might buy it now, or do you still think that you're out on it?
No. That's me personally, though.
See, now after you telling me about the goggles situation,
he's tainted.
The controller, maybe not, because
he's tainted.
I'm more inclined to use the goggles if I could have used the regular controller, or
exactly.
Even the FPV controller.
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Because I've had goggles on for using with the Phantom years ago, and that was cool. So I mean, I'm not against that part of it, but the whole with all of that crashing and all that FPV, nah, I got time for that.
Well, see, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Thing too.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. You got it.
No, I was getting ready to say, being that I've started out flying with radios and I went to FPV and flying radios, the controller's okay. I mean, if I weren't 59 years old and had arthritic moments and where your hand just twitches for some damn reason, it might be interesting. But you understand what I'm saying. I'm comfortable with the radio.
I think you might be better with a motion controller if your hand twitches every now and then for no reason, as opposed to holding two sticks.
No, the motion controller, you can't put a lanyard on it.
Well, here's a big thing. It's like I understand why they made it compatible, right? I mean, it's cool that like
everyone's been asking for it.
Yeah, everyone's been asking for it, and now like if you own it, you can use it. You know what I mean? Like it's cool that it's there. But the big issue that I had, and I think that people will find, is like if you come from flying the Avata with the motion controller, it's fun, right? But once you start flying with like the Mavic 3 or something like that, first of all, it's a big liability, because if you crash that thing, you're not picking it up. You're not doing turtle mode and just dusting it off and then keep flying. You're like
picking up
replacing
parts.
a propeller.
You're picking up parts.
Yeah, so it's a much higher risk factor, right? And also the focal length messes me up, because you've got a 24 millimeter focal length on the Mavic 3 compared to like a much wider field of view on the Avata. So when I'm flying and banking from side to side, there could be something to my side that I'm heading towards that I can't see because I don't have that wider field of view. You know what I mean? So for me, look, I think it's cool. I'm glad they added it. People wanted it. It's there if people wanted to fly with it, but it's not something that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go out and fly my Mavic through with the motion controller. Like if I'm using the motion controller, it's going to be with the FPV drone or the Avata.
I agree. It is a liability. Expensive.
The people wanted replaceable payloads too, but we've never got that.
You know what's so funny? And I got to dig this up, but there was something like back in 2000, and it was like after the Mavic Pro came out, DJI was like, we're committed to modularity. Like they said that. Like there was like some statement that came out, and I was like, you guys are committed to modularity. There hasn't been much commitment being followed through.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's a
Let me see if I can find that.
And a new action every week, or should I say every year or so. Like every year.
Yeah. So here's something else. Like in regards to modularity, like something I was kind of upset about is I was like, why can't I use the same exact camera on a Ronin 4D as I can on an Inspire 3? They have the same exact specs. Like if you shoot two if you shoot it side by side, it'll be the same video. But like,
Right.
why can't I use them on either one, right? So I was like, could you imagine if DJI came out with this package where you could buy one camera, one X9 camera, and you have the Ronin and the Inspire 3? Like, they would clean up the floor with that. They'd clean up Red, Arri, all these other camera companies, because this would be such an affordable package to do anything you want with that camera. But then once I got to NAB, the NAB show, and I started seeing how they were using the Ronin 4D, they had massive lenses attached to this camera to the point where you would never be able to support that on the Inspire 3. So I can understand that, but again, I kind of wish that within the consumer space we had more modularity, because we don't have any modularity at all, really.
Well, I kind of understand that, because like it's the guinea pig market, where you actually test everything over here, and then you take it to the big world, and it is what it is. I mean, I think we're doing pretty good with what we get, but everybody wants. There's always room for more. I'm looking at this Mavic 3 Pro, and I'm like,
well, here's a question for you, Billy. Herman and I have been doing a lot of work. He has the regular Mavic 3. I have the Mavic Classic, right? And every now and then the site requires that we do a floating hyperlapse to catch a cement pour or something like that. Maybe Herman feels maybe we're nitpicking, maybe we're not. But do you notice that the drone, when freestanding, does a little two-step? And I know it has to do with the 11 centimeter distance and the cell phone GPS system and all of that crazy stuff, but do you notice your drone doing a little two-step every now and then? Or are we just nitpicking?
Yeah, absolutely.
At when the wind blows and with the Mavic 3?
No,
because the Phantom stood there like a rock.
Happen.
The Phantom stood there and just leaned this way, leaned that way, but it never moved, if you recall. And I'm noticing these little movements. Herman and I call it the two-step.
Yeah, no, look, you're right in that regard. Are you talking about like just for hyperlapses, or if you're just like hovering
for hyperlapse, particularly in hyperlapse mode? And also, here's one more thing we've noticed. I can set up a 6-point hyperlapse, right? Come back down, change the battery, and go back up. And when I go back up, that hyperlapse is either 5 feet higher, 5 feet lower. The camera's tilted. Have you noticed this in that hyperlapse mode?
Yes. So that's why for me, whenever I'm doing the hyperlapses, I can't rely on the waypoints to be accurate from flight to flight. Like that's
thank you for confirming that.
Yeah, that's something that I've dealt with every single DJI drone that runs the Fly app. So if you wanted to do that, if you want to do that, I don't know if you have one lying around, but a Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic 2 Zoom would be dead accurate. It's just a bug, I think, within the Fly app that's really.
And I have noticed, the Air 2S, Billy, is a lot tighter on in that situation. I've done repeated waypoint hyperlapse with the Air 2S, and it was a lot more accurate. But with this Mavic 3, it's 10 feet higher, 5 feet lower. It's just never that exact.
It dances a little bit. And then I've had mine just like, yo, I'm going to see you guys later. I'm going to head over here.
Herman was landing. No. Here's something funny. Now, we were under a cell phone relay. It was on top of a 4-story, 5-story building. Now, we would hover and move away from it. Herman came in to land facing away from it. And the drone, as he was landing, nicely turned around and said, I'm going to go straight towards the building where the telephone relay was. Yeah, that was scary.
It was attracted to it, right?
Yes. Yes, like a magnet. Like a magnet. It turned around before it landed and said, since the cell phone relay is in this building, it turned identically straight for it and started moving real slow towards the building.
I don't know what that's
the other day I put my drone up and I let it hover there, and then I spun it around so the camera was looking at me, and I was like hovering there changing some settings, and it just ever so slightly started drifting backwards and away. And I was like, wait,
that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's like you had a magnet and you were either repelling it or pulling it forward. But that hyperlapse thing, I'm glad you mentioned it. You mentioned you experiencing it too, because we thought we were kind of like nitpicking.
Yeah. So have you guys just been using the hyperlapse right out of the drone, or are you guys editing the photos as well?
We are editing
We're
photos.
editing photos. We got a thing we're trying to put together. But other I've used some of the ones out of the drone just for like,
Just for show.
Yeah.
Like
for
if a
show.
client is there, you can show. Something else I've noticed that you're talking about, the
Like-
DJI generated hyperlapse. A lot of people don't notice, but I frame out very well. I frame out my subjects very well, so I have a border depending on what the subject is. And if you shoot that hyperlapse, what I've noticed is the hyperlapse that DJI creates crops in on it. Because if you look at that hyperlapse, I was like, wait a minute, I know I had that damn wall it framed out. And then I got home and the picture was framed out perfectly. So a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, because it crops it down to like a 16:9 when you're shooting 4:3 with the photos. I gotta tell you guys, you should try using Adobe After Effects if you have it for some stabilization, because I've been getting some really good results.
Really?
Okay.
And you're running, so it sounds like you're running it through After Effects for final render.
Yeah, so like if you look at my full hyperlapse tutorial, that'll give you a really good understanding of my full workflow. But when I'm editing, I basically edit the photos, bring them into Final Cut Pro, turn them into a video, right? So I have no stabilization on it, turn into a video, and then export it. So now I have a video file with all of the edited photos, and then I'll bring that specific video into After Effects, and I'll do my stabilization, like stabilize motion and stuff like that, and then I'll export that and bring it back into Final Cut Pro. And yeah, it would be easier for me if I used Premiere Pro, because it would talk to each other. But
it's all interactive. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
That's interesting, and we're gonna have to look into that, because like this, we are using the photos because it's much smoother. It's a lot cleaner. You get exactly what you framed out. Like you said, it never dawned on me that it puts the hyperlapse in 16:9. Then that creates that cropping feature.
You can edit those raw photos too.
Oh yeah, and
that's fun. Tedious, but it's fun.
And you know what? I was explaining to Lawrence, you can pull a photo out of it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's why I love hyperlapse, because you get a moving video, but you also have the photo, right? You can actually share that single still image and edit it as if it was a raw photo. It's great.
Yeah, because that seems to be the thing now. I think, and I'm hoping that New York seems to be changing as far as that's concerned. It's construction
in regards to what?
Construction sites looking for that
drones.
Yeah, looking for that type of thing, because we shot a concrete pour.
Yeah,
from beginning to end.
And that's awesome.
Real nice.
Did you do a hyperlapse of it?
Yes. Herman went up. They used 39 trucks.
We used
Herman went up and shot. Go ahead, Herman.
4, 5, 6. We
did 8 batteries.
8 batteries.
Yeah, 8 Mavic 3 batteries that day.
You're gonna have to send me the final results of that.
Yes. It was interesting because Herman went up and shot, right? And as soon as he came down, I started prepping, because I spot for Herman. And then when I went up, he would spot for me. Now, what made it interesting was we got it from different angles. So Herman has one angle, I have another angle, and the pour just came out so nice.
See the pour filling in.
You want to know how nice it was? Even the DJI generated one looked nice.
See, that's how you know. But you know what? Like, their stabilization is good. Like sometimes I've looked at the stabilization that they give on a generated hyperlapse, and I'm like, this is sharp, right? Like, this works. But then I try to stabilize it myself, and it's all over the place. So,
well, here's a tip.
Cool. You know what'd be cool?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool if, like, GoPro, they had like a little editor that you could use, like whatever stabilization software they're using to stabilize the clips, because that could be really good.
Well, here's something I'm coming to find out with doing waypoint hyperlapse and hyperlapse in general. I'm noticing, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you do a lot of hyperlapse. The further away the waypoints are, the smoother the hyperlapse.
I haven't noticed that, but the one thing
I've
that
seen
drives
it.
me crazy is
Mhm.
that is interesting. Well, I will say that when you're doing waypoints, the first like 3 photos or 5 photos it takes are like very off, and then it like recenters itself and it gets
Mm-hmm.
smooth. So I've noticed
Mm-hmm.
that like right off the bat because
Mhm.
it does something where if you're close to the waypoint, it'll point the camera towards, fly towards it, and then get itself centered. So I've noticed like
Yes.
the first 5 photos are off, but then after that it's money.
I have to look. I have to
I
pay
think they
attention to
need a
that.
firmware update for that those waypoints because
Definitely,
I
definitely,
agree. I
definitely.
agree.
it's kind of rough when you have that amount of tech in the sky and you're watching it do something else. You know,
True, because Herman went and shot a waypoint. Perfect example. He shot a waypoint at 65 feet, right? This was
Mhm.
when we were doing something else, another project. He was at 65 feet, 80 feet away. So we had line of sight. We could see the drone and everything fine. And he shot the first waypoint went seamless. And then after I came back and landed, he went back over and said, "Hey, let's try the waypoint that's programmed in." And
Yeah,
the camera was off by so many feet, and it was like at
that's a pain.
75 feet as opposed to 65.
yeah, it just went to its own
Yeah,
height and it tipped the camera down away from what I had it set at before.
Right. So what
it is
happens is
such a
you wind
pain.
up stopping the hyperlapse and trying to get close to where you were or recreating the hyperlapse.
Hmm. It's such a pain.
So I don't even bother anymore.
I don't blame you.
Now, I'm going to
I don't
see
even
if
bother.
anyone in the chat has any questions for you while you're here, because
I,
who
I
better than
just
to ask these
I
questions
just
about the
just
Mavic
love
3 than
I
you?
just love this drone so much because of just the simple change of it on it made it so much better. But
I
I'm seeing now like everybody now can get the somewhat of the upgrade that came to the telephoto lens
Yes. Yes.
with this
Yeah, for
with the D log was that M color?
D-Log M.
D-Log M, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's just completely changed how I'm seeing stuff from the air just with that other lens. It's really a lot of fun to shoot with because I think that the 7X is too zoomed in. Like I think you're punched in way too far
Way too
with
much.
that lens. Yeah. But look,
Well,
I gotta run.
Okay.
I gotta go meet the appraiser for my car. Do
No
you guys see
oh,
problem.
I got rear-ended?
yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah,
I was like, someone hit his
they
baby.
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's looking like it's totaled, which kind of sucks, but we'll
Hey,
see.
So
okay.
does that mean you're upgrading to the coupe?
No, you know what? I have a rental right now and it's a car and I feel so low to the ground. I got to go with an SUV. So we'll see what happens.
All right, man.
All
Listen,
right,
we
well,
appreciate you coming in. I
thanks for
want to see
coming
some
in,
of
man.
that footage from you in Canada too.
But you know what,
Yeah,
Billy?
it's up there.
Yeah, I did
You
see
have
some
some?
shots you put out, but
I have to
some of the
look.
shots you did in your last video when you did the video on the Mavic 3 Pro. I saw some of those shots
Okay. I'm
you
gonna
put
have
out.
to do some video watching.
Let me know when you coming
Um,
this way.
yeah, I want to try to get the Inspire 3 and come up there because I want to put together I have a really cool thing that I want to do where I want to capture a bunch of cities in the US with the Inspire 3 and just like make the most epic cinematic real video you possibly could for that city. And New York is like one of the first ones I want to get up and do because
Well, one
it's
Okay.
quick
the skyline
question
is just
before you get out of here. I know you got to go, but do you plan on doing with the Inspire 3 what you did with the Inspire 2 that time we flew during 9/11? I won't say anything else, but
nah. Nah, I'll probably this drone's very
ah,
expensive, so I'll probably keep it close to me.
any other one
That's
wasn't?
how I'll leave that.
Any other one
That's how
wasn't?
I'll leave that.
Okay, all
Well,
right,
this
cool.
one is that. See, I had the tiny camera on the Inspire 2 at that time.
Yeah. 16,000 is a lot to be flying around like that. But
I
listen,
know.
we appreciate you, Billy, man. And let us know
Yes,
when you're coming to New
you
York.
guys.
Seriously.
Okay, Billy.
I will.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, man. Thanks, man. Really
Great
appreciate
talking
it.
to you guys.
Yes, we appreciate you.
We
Later,
gotta
Billy.
fly, man. We gotta fly. We gotta fly.
Later.
All right, man.
All right. Okay.
Well,
That
that was
was
fun.
good.
I mean,
That
yeah,
was fun,
that was a
definitely.
nice conversation with Billy.
And we came to find out, Herman, we are not losing our minds with the Mavic 3. The Mavic 3 does do the 2-step and the 4-step and everything else.
No,
And
but
what we had suspected about the hyperlapse mode of the Mavic 3, it needs an update, or should we say a tightening up?
Yeah, a little bit, something like that.
Yeah,
But
John
I'm
Coopy,
quite
what's
sure.
good, man? Long time no see. Am I wondering when
John
Billy
Coopy,
will be
John
sending me a
Coopy,
text?
what's good, man? What happened?
Oh, John Coopy says, I'm wondering when Billy will be sending me the next MJX Bugs drone for review. I don't know
Oh, okay.
what that's about, but to
You
be
know,
honest,
mhm.
hey, View Chaser, what's good? He confirmed a lot of stuff that we suspected
Yeah, I
about
mean,
about
and
the
it's
workings of
funny,
the Mavic 3.
and I told you this before. Anytime you want to find something, if you want to find the bugs in something,
Yeah,
just put it to work.
true,
Make it work, and
true, true.
you'll
Try out
see.
what it's supposed to do.
Yep, turn on all the features.
And
Let's
I
see.
wanted to say congratulations to Angie. She seems to be getting her drone hustle on down there in Texas. I've been seeing she's been doing a few jobs here and there. And congratulations to you and anyone else out there that is putting their 107 to use.
Yes, yes.
You know, kudos to anyone who's using that 107 to do what you got it for, make money, whatever you want to call it. You understand? View Chaser, what's good? Billy would have understood if he saw it. LOL, a bit of an inside joke from long ago. Billy kindly sends me Bug 3 pros years ago. Oh, okay. I'm waiting for Billy's next range test. Tech Arts. Shh. Never say range test.
Range.
No, drone tech arco drone guy says he's waiting for Billy's next range test. LOL.
You know,
You remember
funny?
we was in Jersey?
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. Hey, One Vision Aerial. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Click that like button if you already haven't. Once again, I'd like to go ahead.
Felipe and Nelson are beating me up here on
the phone. Now,
no emails.
Email. Oh, now, hey, Lambo drives. Well, that's a good thing, but did it have to happen during the live stream? I'm just saying
he's been back and forth since I've been sitting here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. We'll discuss that when you're done. But I'm glad he responded back to you finally, which is a good thing. But like I said, congratulations
Angie,
to
what
Angie.
have you been up to, Angie?
She's out there getting her drone on.
I know, but I just want to know, like, how, because I know Angie's been very, very busy.
Yes, she has. And
But
anyone else?
Time to rest.
That's true. That's true.
You know what, Lawrence, it's funny that you talk about the rest and everything like that, and I'm so much more rest. I got so much more rest.
See, I stopped yarning.
When I go to bed earlier and get up earlier.
Yeah, you're getting real rest.
Well, I'm back to the same hours I had when I worked construction.
That's true. That's true. Because
we're
out there.
Now. I just get off earlier than they do.
That's true. That's the good thing about flying drones around construction sites, right? We have those bankers hours. We come in, burn our packs, and get out. That's true. But it's actually we're done before they finish. They get to lunch most of the time.
It depends on where you are.
Yeah, that's true. She says she's excited for some continued work. Hope it keeps going. And I'm supposed to go tomorrow, but weather's all is good. But the weather.
I'm okay with a one-off, but I mean, as far as continuous, that's better.
Yeah, definitely. If you can turn a job that's supposed to be a one-off into a continuous, you've got it. You've got it, definitely. You go to bed early because you're old, John says. Listen to him.
Oh, man, listen, John, you don't know me. I'll turn on a movie at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, see,
Watch
I
it
tried.
and get up to meet you at 8:00 in the morning.
That's true. That's true. That is very, very true.
Oh.
And we've been getting up a
I'm
few
not old.
times.
I'll just swerve a little bit on the road, but I'm good.
Well, I'm glad Billy had a chance to come by. He didn't get a chance to come by. He was busy during the 200. So him coming by today, hey, Sky Control Productions. For those of you who are getting here a little late, Billy Kyle was here. And we were talking about the Mavic 3 and how he likes it.
That's not
And
why I swerve a little bit, as you know. I don't swerve, but never mind. Why did I even say that? No, but there's a lot. You know, the ring that really shocked me the most about this Mavic 3 Pro was really the price, because everybody was going overboard. And I get it, because they were thinking about the price of the controller and this, that, and the other. And you know, and the only thing is, like, if this had come out, right? And if this had come out first, right? Would people would have still had the same sticker shock issue?
Yeah. Yes, they would have. $21.99.
Because the guys that are looking to buy this are the guys that are really looking to buy this are the guys that bought that Mavic 3.
The first version, right? The first version,
Yeah,
Mavic
like
3.
I said,
Correct.
honestly, the damn good drone. I mean, shit. Other than the fact don't fly waypoints with it, but
yeah, listen, I'm happy with what I have. Do I want the Pro? Of course.
Don't worry about it.
In time.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, in time. I'm happy with what I have.
It's not a need, it's a want.
Right. So, and there's a difference.
Honestly, I'm thinking about buying some of them used Mavic 3s just to take the photos that we have to take. Shit, why not? If that's all we doing with it.
Right.
You don't need to buy nothing fancy.
This is true. This is true. But for video, I think that the Mavic 3 Pro with that D-Log M, after the live stream, isn't that upgrade going to all Mavic 3s?
All the Mavic 3s.
So even the classic.
Yes.
So after the live stream, I have an update to do, because I want to check out that D-Log M for video, specifically for video.
It's no change to the firmware number on the bird.
Right.
It's just an upgrade to it's an update to that last firmware that came out.
Okay.
Now to your controller, there's a new firmware to the controller.
Okay. Well, see, I'm interested because we already know the Mavic 3 takes spectacular pictures.
Now it's a long update.
It is a long update.
It's a long update.
All right.
Long up, because it puts that color profile in it. So I wanted to get into this really about this drone and the things that amazed me about it. You know, with this new 10-bit D-Log M, this thing is supposed to support 10 billion colors. Oh, not 10, 1 billion. 1 billion.
1 billion, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. 1 billion colors. That's amazing. And then we know there's not that many colors, but you can shade and vary any color along the spectrum and create your own colors.
Well, this is why I want to try. DJI has go ahead.
I'm quite sure guys saw that video for the Inspire 3. If you saw what color looks like, holy shit.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. It says chat disconnected. Please wait while we reconnect you.
Chat's disconnected.
I'm not even touching the keyboard, and who the hell knows? I don't know, man. I've tried.
Well, I'm sorry.
I've been trying for hours. actually rebuilt my machine into a new machine today. Which, FYI, this case is a lot lighter than the one I have.
So what are you trying to say?
No, I like it. It's smaller and lighter. My case looks like a little mini server case. I can't. JC says I can't see spending that money
Here we
on
go.
an additional camera if all it did was take pictures.
Here we go.
And Angie, it's crazy to see how it's going to be. I can't decide to get the Mavic Pro 3 after the Mavic 3 after
What?
it comes out, or get the Pro, but the same price in the end after batteries. Yes.
Well, and what? Well, Angie, if
She
you
can't decide whether to get the regular Mavic 3 or the Pro.
Angie, let me help you out here. Unless you can find a distributor that has any, they're out of stock on DJI, and when DJI says they're out of stock, that means we're not selling anymore.
Yeah. But
so I've only seen
but
on
hold
DJI.
on, JC mentioned something very valuable though. He said if you notice when the Mavic 3 came out, they halted sales. They also halted sales on the Air 2S for a short period.
Okay.
So, but then they put the Mavic 3 back in after all the hype. I mean, the Air 2S back in after all the hype went away. So
on DJI's site right now, the Mavic 3 is out of stock. The Classic is available.
The Cine is out of stock. Yes. Only thing you do see on this site is the Classic.
Right.
The Cine and the regular Mavic 3 are not on the DJI site. You're 100% right about that.
Right. You can find it, but they're only refurbs.
Yeah.
Now on the DJI website.
But Angie, your choice is
I'm not
the
saying
same price.
that Best Buy or somebody else or whoever might not have any. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that DJI right now doesn't have it.
Well, Angie, here's my logic behind, and this may help you with your decision. Okay. Honestly, the Mavic, there's not, like Herman mentioned earlier, there's nothing wrong with the Mavic 3 and the 2 cameras. Okay, the 4/3 and the larger camera. But for the same price, you get 3 cameras, a better depth of field with those 3 cameras than you do with the 2.
Just get the Pro.
Yeah, just go out and get the Pro. You get the camera for the same price with the better camera.
Get the Pro. Get the Pro.
Yeah. So I didn't realize it was out of stock. Yeah, if you go to DJI,
that's why I'm saying for what Lawrence and I are doing right now, really. I might even try to buy one of those used Mavic 3s that everybody's looking to sell because just take a picture.
Other sites, John says DJI does say out of stock, and other sites say the same. Yes, because they want to replace them with that.
So
Mavic
they're going to replace it with the Pro.
So you might as well just go ahead now. You may be able to find a used one. Hey, Yellow Rose Strong, you may be able to find a used one
for a very good price.
For a very good price, if that's what you're looking for. But I would, if you're gonna pay the $21.99, get the Pro.
Right.
Get the Pro. Don't even play around because you'll resent not getting it. And plus, the zoom is supposed to be that much better than the actual zoom on the Mavic 3. But I don't personally own one to know. When I say slightly better, I mean cleaner.
It's just seven times. Just the new medium, the medium. What do you call it? There.
She says, "I'm just trying to convince my brain the better buy."
The 70 millimeter.
Yeah.
Right. 70 millimeter, 48 megapixel medium telephoto camera. Right. With the f2.8 aperture with the 3-time optical zoom.
Yeah.
That one is what you miss with the
Mavic, with the regular Mavic 3. Yes.
Yeah, because that now.
Or should we call it the Mavic 3 standard?
And they didn't call it that. It's called the Mavic 3. That's it.
I can't add, you can add Pro to it, but we can't add standard, right?
Though they added Pro to it. I
know. But I would call it that. But seriously, Angie, just go ahead and go ahead, spend the money, get the Pro.
Well, here's the
You
thing.
won't.
Right?
Yeah.
That camera also shoots 4K 60 in that same D-Log
Mhm.
video. So
D-Log M. Yeah. You know what?
I mean,
While we're doing the stream,
and now if all three of the cameras, if you get the Cine, well, the Cine, it has version of it. It has 1 TB SSD, and all three of the cameras on it support the
uh-oh.
the Apple the ProRes, and Apple Pro, Apple ProRes, right? You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Lawrence? He's
I'm
okay.
still
So
here.
yeah, it supports the
I'm still here. You're breaking
422
up.
HQ, 422 LT. You heard me?
Yes, I heard everything you
Did you
said.
hear
You were
me,
just
or did
breaking
I
up some.
break up?
No, I heard you. I heard you fine. There was no
Okay, well,
problem
yeah,
there.
and it does all, and it has all your how they call it there, the intelligent features, like your hyperlapse that we were so nice on talking about.
Yeah,
I really wish they would come out with another firmware update that fixes the hyperlapse,
I
because the
agree with you.
hyperlapse is a little wonky, and I'm not the only one that notices this. So I'm glad. What are you doing?
I'm updating my drone. You're breaking up.
Your
I don't
drone?
know if Herman is still there, but I'm actually updating my drone.
Let me ask you this. You
Yeah,
don't plug your drone
the computer.
into the computer on the system too?
I do, but
Yeah.
with the way this thing has been acting lately, should I really trust it? No, you're 100% right. I should do that. I have a Type C cable here. I'm actually
So
going to do that.
if we lose Lawrence anywhere along the stream, is because he is updating his drone, and he's now plugging it in his Frankenstein computer.
Hey, I rebuilt this computer today in hours. Hey, that was
Hours or
in
a few
hours.
minutes?
Well, it actually took about an hour to rebuild it. Me and both with the new text with my new tech support.
Right.
We actually took
You didn't have to do
about an
much.
hour. I know. I know. This is true. Now let's go to, where is it?
Here we go.
DJI
Poof.
Assistant 2,
And he
DJI
disappeared.
FPV, DJI Consumer Drones. Let's pull
Uh-oh.
that up, and I wish I could share the screen, guys. We're working on some technical issues in
I,
in
I
in the
have
studio here.
I have no technical issues. My internet just sucks. But that's about it. No, but there's a lot of things, and when you get into the drone, there are very subtle things about it that has changed. It's just that the changes with that one extra loader camera on that in the D-Log, it just seems to be a little enticing.
Right.
I guess a lot of guys have abandoned ship. They jumped ship and have gone to selling. I saw guys putting their stuff up on eBay.
Already, right? I have seen that also.
So what I was saying earlier, I want to say again, is I hope guys, understand this. This is not as bad as it was when they upgraded the Phantom to the Phantom 4 Pro, because the Phantom 4 came out, and then 6 months later the Phantom 4 Pro came out. Can you imagine spending your $1,500 on that thing, and then
Yeah.
and then the Phantom 4 Pro came out, and then it was like, what happened? Even the
Yeah.
guy DJI was like, just get the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
You got a bigger camera sensor. You got sensors all around the bird on that one. And this, I mean, it's just one other lens. And you're
True.
getting the D-Log update, you know, for this camera. So I mean, come on. I mean,
Good night, John.
listen, I'm not trying to talk myself into believing that the drone is still good. The drone is still a good drone. I use it almost every damn day to fly to work with.
All right. Well,
it's doing pretty good.
We seem to have failed on this. I need a real HDMI. I need a real cable, Type-C cable. You know how they do. If you don't have a real one that transmits data, it will screw up on you.
Yeah, whatever goes wrong will go wrong over there with you, huh?
I can't. Oh, there it is. Finally, after 5 tries. Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Here, plug this in.
Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's what I need. A real Type-C cable. It actually worked after 5 times. Now it says upgrade. Let's do it. I wish I could have you guys watch along.
Right?
Yeah, I'm hitting start update now.
Upgrade. Here
And
we go.
it's downloading.
It's going to take a minute.
01.
You might be able to go and get a sandwich and everything by the time that thing finished.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's updating version 1.03. I'm still here.
Your head keeps disappearing.
Oh, I sat back in a chair and this. Yeah. All right. So I'll leave that running and get back to the chat.
Yeah.
There, while that's running. Hey, Lake Pilot, what's good? What happened?
I was fumbling around and reading. Sometimes I do that from time to time. And I was looking at this thing here, the acting FAA administrator.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Billy Nolan. Well, he announced that he's he's gonna step down, I guess, this summer from the position because he was appointed as acting administrator after the other gentleman, what's his name, Dixon or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Axter Dixon left with the last administration.
He left in the middle of his time as an administrator, and this gentleman here, he says he's stepping down this summer, and it's funny because this comes, right after this other guy here who happens to be the Denver Airport CEO, Philip Washington, which happens to was I guess President Biden's first
choice.
Yeah, choice for the position.
Right.
He withdrew from the appointed position, after people, questioned his experience,
his qualifications. They had nothing to do with anything aviation.
No, I mean, he was an airport CEO, right? I mean,
yeah. But to be put in charge of the FAA, I think somebody with just a little bit more qualifications than this gentleman. But the reason he's stepping,
it's not like the administrator of the FAA got to roll up his sleeves and get
his hands dirty.
Let's go to Tower 1 now. Let's go to no, he's not going to get in there and start landing planes from.
True.
In case of somebody has to go to the bathroom.
Right.
He's just a supervisor.
I'm at 95% already, 96. So it seems to be going okay.
You're at 95 of the first time.
Yes. Now it's transmitting to the radio. So we'll see how long that takes.
Watch. You're gonna see. It's gonna go through that a couple of times.
Really? Yeah. All right. Well, I'm ready for it.
It's long. No, but he's stepping down. He's stepping down. He quit. He's quitting.
Angie got the next 4 days off, and 2 days are filled with drone fun. See, that's what's up.
When you say drone fun, you're working again.
I'm hoping that's what she means.
You only got 2 days off. I get it.
I'm hoping so.
When you say fun, though, Angie, Like I see you like to put up those whiskey glasses up there. Like what's that? That's the fun we talking about. So what's good
These
for
guys.
tomorrow, Lawrence?
For tomorrow, we have to write
Oh,
that
I know. But
proposal.
other than that, I wanna fly my drone.
I want to fly recreationally, but we've been doing. Listen. Last year we did a lot of grinding so that this year we would be doing exactly what we're doing now. So we can't complain.
Well, that's why I
And
said
next year we
Billy
want to
comes
be
this
so
way.
busy
I
we
want to
can't
get.
complain.
Like I said, I said when Billy comes this way, let me know. I want to get out and fly.
Yeah, we seriously need to
Um,
get out and fly recreationally, and I want to try this
what's
D-Log
going on?
M.
Is there any other meetups going on other than
Yeah.
South Florida?
Hey, yeah, you're right, Herman. This
Just
is in the second one, and it's moving, it's crawling.
on this side of the country.
Yeah. If there are any meetups in the tri-state area, hit up me and Herman. We
I don't
need to
know
get
about
out
the
and do some record.
tri-state area.
All right. Well, New
I
York,
mean, I'm
Jersey
just saying, I don't
area.
know if anybody in the tri-state area is going to have any meetups. I would like to get out to something. I mean,
Yeah, I need to
I don't
too.
know. I mean, what was it, the year before last or last year?
2 years ago, we were at the South
Rhode
Florida.
No, last year was
Oh,
at
Rhode Island. Yeah, last year we were.
Island was the year before. It
Right,
seemed like it was just
okay.
last year.
I know. 2 years
Wow.
already have gone
Yeah.
by since the Rhode Island meetup. You hear that, Rhode Island? We need to come up there to another meetup.
You know, Rhode Island has some very nice places to fly.
I want to get back
Anybody
to
can
those
get out to
cliffs.
Rhode Island.
I want to get some
You know,
FPV.
there are some very nice places out there to fly.
Okay, she restarted at 26%.
What part was that? What part of Rhode Island was that again?
With the cliffs, Fort Wentworth, or something like that.
Yeah, that's a
Fort Wentworth. Those cliffs, that was crazy
nice
over there. I
spot.
wish I had FPV. I got some
Nice
good camera
spot.
drone footage from there. Yeah.
Just don't pay the people too much mind, because if you do, you'll probably get back in your car.
Yeah, the people are a little strange over there.
Listen,
yeah.
I don't want to talk about anybody's kids, but I don't know why those kids hang out there.
They said they hang out there to smoke weed and huff paint. We saw. That's all they were doing there, smoking weed and huffing paint. It's a giant fort. You guys have not been to Rhode Island. It's Fort Wentworth or something to that. Fort Weathers. Fort Weathers, yes.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
Yes, Fort Weathers. And the kids there were literally
Lord.
August 27th is Minefield. But what state is that's not in the tri-state area? That's halfway across the
in
country.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Whoa. When is it?
When is it? It's August 27th
27th.
in Tennessee, in Minefield. And that's mostly an FPV meetup too.
See,
in fact, I know a majority of the people going to Minefield are FPV pilots.
August 27th is rough for me because
football.
I start getting close to football, and I'm
installing system
I
update.
gotta get rid of the family before August. They cut off after the first week.
We're at 49%, and it's installing the system update of the second one. Yes. But the second one update is moving really, really slow. But I have it. I'm going to check it out. But listen, we need to we need Herman and I need to fly. Didn't Big Matt say he was going out flying
tonight?
He said tonight. That's too last minute for me.
You know what? Before Lawrence went on the Fritz, we had a whole elaborate display set up to do a few things.
Yeah. We're working on that. We're working on a studio because next week I'm going to try something. I'm going to try hot spotting and dongle.
What you could do, you could try hanging out the window, right? and see if it works.
What is hanging out the window, guys?
You might get better reception.
Oh yeah, that's like with the TV antennas. Walk by the window. Yeah. I remember back in the day, grandfather would be like, "Can you adjust the antenna?" And I knew the position to adjust that antenna for that channel. That's what's scary. I didn't walk over and fumble with it. You put it in this position, a little bit. Oh, that's perfect right there.
You know what? I remember you talking about tech.
Restarting.
When we first got the remote control television,
Yeah.
at that time, television still had the analog signal. Remember? And you could still get,
Yes.
yeah, all right. My father thought that if you shake the remote at the television, it clears up the reception.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's
okay.
crazy.
Listen, what do we know? It was the first one we ever had in the house. Who knows?
He shook the remote, the reception got better. That's funny.
I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Hey, Gary, is that you, man?
Yeah, Gary's in here.
I see him.
October 21st is spin up. Once again, that's halfway across the country.
October. See that now? See that wouldn't be bad, except for the fact is you now talking
It's
about
playoff time
playoff time.
in October. Yeah, that's
I need
and me being the end zone cameraman, I
now.
have to be there too.
Now, this time of the year through the summer, I'm flying. Anytime after that is
Yeah, when do you have up to? Yes, Fort Wetherill in Jamestown. Thank you, Waypoint, New England.
oh my goodness. You had it pronounced wrong 3 times.
Well, I had the W right. Shit. That's all I'm feeling these days. I
You
had the
need help,
first
bro.
letter.
You need help. You
I
need
had
help.
the first letter, man. I'm
You
telling
need
you.
help. You need help. Yo, but you know what, Lawrence? I saw, you know how everybody is, and this I was trying to tell you, I didn't with the whole aeroscope thing,
Mm-hmm.
because now with remote ID coming, everybody seems like they got this new thing for remote ID detection.
Right.
Not only just modules for drones, so you can broadcast with your drones that won't be remote ID compatible.
Right.
But everybody has got now drone detection devices, and we spoke about what was those people that said they could set up this thing in your house and this, that, the other, and you could monitor your airspace over your house.
Yes.
Well, it's funny you say that because it's not so far-fetched that that's possible, because there are devices like that, such as this thing here that was it air defense. You know, they've have this new thing that they've integrated. So it's supposed to be called the air what? The air warden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the matter?
I'm just laughing at the name of it.
Oh.
The air warden, like as if you well, anyway.
That is the name of it, the air warden.
Right.
In fact, if you guys want to see a video, I'll put the link in the chat and you can check it out later.
Yeah, it's a very nice video. It's a drone and pilot detection system.
Yes. So whether you have remote ID or not, it will spot you in the air.
Right. It's designed to detect.
Eat more possum.
Drones, and you know, this is something not for the average Joe, but like for them trying to market this device for airports and you know, other sensitive areas. Now that's why when
venues.
That's why when a guy comes on and says that he can put this in your home, it's not far-fetched. Can he collect
True.
the money off of guys flying past your home?
That's not happening. Right. Exactly.
You imagine if you could set up a toll for drones at your house?
Please.
And every time a drone passed by, it's ka-ching. Ka-ching.
Okay. We are finished with the update. I am officially updated. Now I just need to connect the drone so the drone can update, and we're good.
Oh,
And
Lord,
we are.
no.
What happened? Huh?
You didn't do that one yet?
No, not at all. I did not. So I might as well do it now, right? You know what? I can't do it now.
Why?
Just dawned on me. Why?
The cord don't reach.
The battery's
the cable
dead.
don't reach.
The battery's dead. Might as well charge it up anyway. I'm gonna need it in a day for us to go back out. But I'll probably charge it up and check out this update anyway.
Now what? Jackrabbit was telling me something here.
Yellow Rose says he's going to Minefield and Spin Up this year. Spin Up, that may be possible. That may be doable, Herman. If we could slip in and slip out of New York real quick without anyone realizing we're gone, business-wise.
You know what? I'm going to see if it's possible. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if we can slip in and slip out real quick, we might be able to pull that off. I'm thinking we could pull that off, seriously.
But do guys actually fly at Spin Up?
Good question, because I had noticed last year a lot of guys were just hanging out and fan and right, hanging out. I didn't see a lot of footage from Spin Up, but I saw a lot of pictures.
Talking a lot of shot.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff going on inside, like classrooms and things.
South Florida drone meetup is a little bit of mischievous behavior that they're allowed to get away with.
Yeah, when we were there last year, we didn't fly any drones in the dining room in the hotel. Yeah, that's true. Some guys, we did hear a tiny whoop going past our door last year. I will admit that. All you hear is ee going by. I do remember someone did fly a tiny whoop. This is true.
Anything's possible.
But listen, we shall see.
A good
Plain
time.
And simple.
Good time.
Lee is going on tour. Yellow Rose. Oh, he
Lee's
said, yeah, he's going
on tour.
That's what Stevie said.
You know what, Stevie? I don't know what kind of tour you're talking about, but the last time I was on tour, those are those days.
Don't worry, John. It was a rerun anyway. He says, hell, he missed Judge Mathis messing with us. It was a rerun anyway.
Who?
JC, John.
Judge Mathis. You don't want to see that. No, but I was this thing here, Lawrence. I was saying to you about this. This thing is supposed to be
the air warden.
Yeah, they say it's compact and it's affordable.
There's the video for air warden. It is compact. It's supposed to be for the average Joe.
It's a broadcast receiver. It will receive whatever information is being broadcasted from the drone.
Exactly.
So, if you have remote ID,
I think honestly,
a modular, this thing will pick it up and pick up the pilot's information, not information, but location.
Yes.
And the drone and stuff like that. Just like
telemetry from all drones in your area. Right.
So I guess
I'd like to test out something like that.
It has to pass into that area. You know, and it's not. That's funny because that's easy to do. That's a simple size. I've seen that done with like a strip,
right?
Like almost like a strip of tape.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime that tape passes through this area, it will read the information that's on that strip.
Okay. Well, I'd be interested to see how it works out because, like you said, for one, it's affordable, and there with all the drones and everything, and flying by. People are going to be buying this stuff. I mean, hopefully you have a venue or an area that you're concerned
I
about
bet they
drones
did.
flying.
I bet they did, Scott.
JC says
They
good
didn't.
night
They
for
didn't.
real.
They almost
Can't
didn't
miss
have a
People's
choice.
Court. Good night, John.
Are you serious, John? People's Court?
He said he's leaving us for People's Court. We get
Thanks
no
for
love.
coming and hanging out with us,
Yeah,
John.
man. You know, now we're gonna have to
Thanks.
call you while People's Court is on.
Yeah,
Interrupt you.
I'm call you while it's on. Because I know it come on every day at this time.
Uh-huh. So now we know what time to call John. At 6:35, 6:30 p.m. and on. There's some of them shows down south start 5 minutes after the hour. I don't know what that's all about.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
No,
you
but
have a few stations.
this is supposed to be some drone detection thing, Lawrence. And I'm kind of, everybody is a big craze in a rush to drone detection, drone mitigation, and here we go.
Oh, sorry about that. That's the first time I yawned in over an hour. In an hour.
Here we go. I know what it is.
What?
Let's go back to talk about the Mavic 3.
Oh, that's what it was? The Mavic 3 had me all amped up. Yeah, well, Billy was on here. I hadn't seen Billy in a while, so it's always good to talk. It's always good to talk with Billy. He has good information.
So because you see my ass every day and fuck it. Like, hell with it. I'm just gonna fall asleep in the mid conversation.
I'm not gonna fall asleep during a live stream, trust me. That'll be the last thing I do. I'm actually thinking about dinner tonight.
For anybody that's got John's number, call him up right now. He's watching.
Yeah, if you got JC's flying number, call him up at 6:30. Yep, you'll interrupt his People's Court. We can't do it because we're doing a live stream. But as soon as I get off here,
I'm gonna tell you what happened, John. The lady or the guy's trying to sue this lady because he did some work at her house and he left some tools over there and she threw all his shit out. Or at least he says he did. So
Jim's droning. What's up? How are you? He just said, how are we liking our Mavic 3 Pros? I told him we're getting one soon.
Well, we haven't gotten yet.
Right. So we'll be getting one soon.
I think they're not coming out. I don't think they're was it May? They said I think it was the date that they would ship.
Somewhere around there. Gary says that we should have come and hang out with Billy in person. We've hung out with Gary in Philadelphia. We've hung out with him here in Jersey. We've hung out with Billy in a few places. We just couldn't make the South Florida drone meetup due to other obligations.
What happened?
Gary Brand Ariels was saying you could have hung out with Billy in person if you came to the South Florida drone meetup. Yes, you are right. You are right. But
you know what?
Other priorities took precedence.
You know what?
What's that?
Hung out with Billy a few times. And
we introduced Billy to Philly Drone Life, remember? They said they had heard about each other, but they had never personally met, and they live in the same state.
Okay, Lawrence.
Yeah. The MC2. What is the MC2? All I can afford is the MC.
Delivery date to New York.
Yeah.
According to this, I'm looking at what they say here. I don't know. Maybe it'll change. May 9th.
We're waiting 2.5 hours for our food with Billy Kyle, and he was oblivious to the wait. You know what? Because he has such a great time, Scott.
What happened?
And they were saying they waited 2.5 hours for their food with Billy Kyle, and he was oblivious to the wait.
Oh.
Well, he's good at entertaining. You could have hung out with me, Gary says. I know, Gary. We got to get you back down here to the States or get passports. Yeah, he said we could have hung out with him.
Why would we do that?
At the South. Gary's a great guy. Marcel off axis
Listen,
FPV.
Gary,
How are you, bro?
Gary, I'm telling you, I swear, I wish I could have got there.
Yes. It's just obligation.
I did want to meet you and hang out with you guys because the last year was great.
Mm-hmm.
I had
It
a
was.
lot of fun last year. I had to find a way to fly my drone.
Yeah.
You know,
The room
even
was melting down and he didn't know why. Oh, he was oblivious. That's
oh
because Billy wasn't hungry, Scott. Because when Billy's hungry, you remember Herman, we were
oh yeah.
flying, we flew 3 different spots that
Oh,
day.
Billy
And by
let
the
you know he want to
time,
eat.
yeah, he was like, so any
Want
of
me
you
to get
guys
some meat?
hungry? Then after you burn a battery, any of you guys hungry yet? How about we go get something to eat, guys, after we hit this spot? But yeah, and we wind up going to Pat's and the Philly cheesesteak joint. I remember that. He was incensed and he was hungry that day. I remember. Lambo, hold it. 2049 in stock Mavic 3
What happened?
with N1, 2849 for the Flymore.
What?
Where is
What?
Lambo Drives put in the chat? 2049 in the stock 3, the Mavic 3 with the N1 controller. 2049 and
21,
2,849 for the Flymore. Is this in Canada? Where are you,
20,
Lambo? What happened?
22
Oh,
right
Amazon.
here. Hold on.
Amazon. They didn't say where.
22, and I got the Pro. I use all of the batteries I already have, and the controller I already have.
Yeah, right. I'm waiting. Those meetups always have great energy. That's true.
Yes,
But yes, I agree with you on that, Stevie.
they do.
But my problem was there
Like
wasn't
Rhode
enough
Island
time to fly with
2 years
everybody.
ago.
And
Rhode Island 2 years ago was great too. I got to
see,
fly there.
Scott says Lon admitted they ate before they came to dinner. Okay, that's what's up. I got a low
flew.
battery here, but I'll probably disconnect and just use the speaker on the phone.
Here we go.
Well, it is what it is. In fact, let me disconnect it now. Hold on.
Are you
Say
going
something, Herman?
here? Something.
Oh, let's go here. Stop video. That's not working.
Whoa.
Here we go. There you go.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. You're back.
I'm back.
Okay, there we go. I got you.
From
Now I
outer
can try.
space.
What happened?
They said I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
No, but yeah. For 22, you know what I mean? I can get that and start building my collection of the standard controller with the the standard RC controller with the screen in it.
Hey, what's up, Lon? How are you?
And then use all of the batteries I already have.
Okay.
Because honestly, and this is something I wanted to mention earlier, and not to go away from the whole drone detection thing, but I think that now where they are with this Mavic 3, I think we now have a drone that's going to be around for a few years, just like the
I say so.
the Phantom and the Mavic 2 Pro.
I'd say so.
Whatever, however that was.
I would definitely say so. I would agree with that because how many do they have out now? They had 6.
Say.
Now they have 8. There are 8 different versions of Mavic.
You have the Mavic 3.
Uh-huh.
You have the Classic.
Cine.
You've got the Cine.
Right.
Right.
The Enterprise.
You've got the Enterprise. You've got the Thermal. You've got the Multispectral. Right. Now you've got the Pro. And you've got the Pro Cine. Right. Did I leave anybody out?
I just put in a search for.
So we're looking at 8.
Yeah, we are looking at 8 You're
And
100% right.
well,
8 different versions.
technically is 7, but you know,
Yeah.
but then you have the Ultra that's supposed to be coming out next year.
Oh, the Ultra with the 9 cameras, with
Yeah,
the 12 cameras on it.
that's gonna be really crazy. They're
Well,
gonna
I
have
can
a 1-inch sensor, an APS-C sensor on it, a 1/3 sensor.
4 telephoto lenses and 4 mid-range lenses on it. You guys
Jones is
saw the
gonna
picture
fly
on
like
Twitter.
this.
What happened?
The Jones gonna fly like this.
Because it's so heavy in the front, right? Could you imagine?
It's gonna be strictly for looking down.
Hmm?
That render was a funny joke though. No, but seriously, talking about this. I didn't want to go away from the drone detection. I've noticed that that's a big thing now, and they've had a couple of different things with the FAA, and they had a matter of fact last year, right in Jersey, near the airport, they had a whole convention over there about drone detection and mitigation.
Okay.
Yeah, anti-drone tech. Because I guess it's the next for some god unknown reason, it's like the who's to beat who to the race to see who gets whatever contract. And I look at how a lot of things are, especially with the drones and drone flight and
Mhm.
a lot of the things that are out other than, you know, guys say what they want. DJI and Autel, without them, you wouldn't be flying a drone right now because everybody else is doing government contracts and some kind of other enterprise work or something in the commercial space. You know, I got a couple of things from Drone Up, and I'm
Right.
looking for pilots. Well, it's crap. Well, not so I should say crap, but look at what they're asking for. They're looking for pilots for drone deliveries in Fort Worth and other places for pilots for drone delivery. I thought
Mhm.
those. I didn't know how they were doing this, so I guess they want you to fly from someone in the Walmart, something like that, or I don't know. I don't know how it's working, but they have 1,000,001 job listings for them. Drone pilots for that.
Okay, because I know I'm getting tired of getting axed. People see here pilot in command, and they want you to be a pilot in command at a small tower in Long Island. You've seen those, right?
Yeah, I've seen them. No, but what is it? I want the Mavic 3 Pro because I don't have the Mavic 3. Well, I get it. I get it, Scott. I mean, listen, I want it too. But I'm weighing the issue because it's a want, not a need.
True.
I do need to pick up some other drones. That can handle a load of what is being done.
Right. Yeah. For redundancy wise, yes. I
So, I
agree with
mean,
you on that.
I think I would try it instead of getting another Mavic 3. Because right now Mavic 3s are the thing you can pick one up, use cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say cheap, but they're out there.
Yes. This is true. This is very, very true. You can find them. It's just a matter of where. And already we're seeing on Facebook, people are
All right,
selling their
John
Mavic 3s.
Carlson. What happened? What happened?
What happened?
No, I was talking to one of the guys in the chat. You were saying now? You were seeing what now?
I was seeing that a lot of people are selling their Mavic 3s. I mean, come on, $21.99 for the same price. You're getting a drone with 3 cameras as opposed to one with 2.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, are you?
I get it too.
What are you getting? What are you getting for the Mavic 3?
Well, see, then that comes down to personal use.
Because for the same price,
Hey,
bird,
John Olson.
they kind of like trash just resale.
I know. Yes, they did.
You know, I don't know.
Warren, what's good?
I'm good with the drone. I'm good with it.
For what we are doing,
am I
with the
gonna
Mavic 3,
get the
I'm
am I
more
gonna
than
get the
sufficient.
pro? Am I gonna get the pro? Of course I am.
Just a matter of time, right?
I'll probably reach out and, hey, DJI, send one over.
Oh, sure. Billy said send him one on his tab.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Someone can take the camera from the Mavic 3 and put it on an FPV drone like the O3. Ah,
That's what you want to do?
I do know that somebody did put a video out there. Ron had sent
Well,
me, Ron Silver
honestly,
had sent me a video of someone who can fly the Mini 3 with goggles.
if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
if you're gonna put the camera, then you might as well get the pro camera and put it on your Mavic 3. Swap out the camera. But
Yeah.
Lawrence, it's funny we talk about this, and I was saying to you before, this is also another nice video that I wanted to share. But and I don't know if anybody has done any mapping and stuff like that, because I know everybody was worried about SDKs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
To do mapping with their minis and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still out there as saying not to use it, but now there's mapping and you creating your ortho mosaics and stuff like that, and there's mapping where you're talking about survey grade mapping. Well, there happens to be a new, and this and if you ever seen it, Lawrence,
I put the
I know
link
you've
in the
seen
chat.
it looks weird as shit.
Right.
It's a new LiDAR system for advanced survey grade mapping.
Right.
Rock Robotic has launched an R3 and an R3 Pro LiDAR mapping system.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
second link, guys. If you want to see what that LiDAR
Well,
system looks like.
Well, as well, if you know, Rock is they develop professional survey grade LiDAR technology.
I'll ask him, John, in a second.
Huh?
John Olson, go ahead. John Olson, I was asking, okay, what are you going to use the M3 Pro that you can't do with your M3 Phantom Flight 101?
I just need I'm putting it to a lot of use and I need more. That's all. Nothing.
Right, you need a redundancy drone. Pretty much. So if you're going to get one, you might as well get the Pro, right? But getting back
if I'm
to,
going to buy a new drone, yeah. If not,
yeah.
I could probably pick it. Like I said, I could probably pick up one of those Mavic 3s for a good price.
That
Well, yeah.
video on the Rock 3, the Rock R3 Pro.
Yes.
I watched it a few times. I like the fact that LiDAR system, that's the second link I put in the chat anyway, guys, if you want to see it. But I like the fact it comes with a camera too.
Well, that is the system.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a lightweight integratable 3D cloud point tool, as they would that's what they refer to it as.
Right.
You know, it's nice. It's an end-to-end LiDAR solution for those who are doing survey grade mapping, with ground point stuff like that, survey grade mapping. You have to have ground point. So anyway, this is great for it because, like I said, it's lightweight, and then they have the Pro, which happens to do everything that this one does and does a little better, and has some other features to it. But what's one of the things that sticks out is the fact that it's even lighter than before the Pro. It's 1.2 kilograms with a 26 megapixel with a 26 megapixel camera. So I don't know, it's nice. I was looking at the video. I saw what they had.
You see what Yellow Rose put?
It works.
Go ahead, keep going. We'll finish up.
Okay. They say it's seamless. It works off of their Rock Pilot app. So I guess they have a thing going on with DJI.
Hey, Ray Kelly.
Because I see how it integrated perfect with the Matrice series drone, and it just clipped right into the thing, and it worked off of the smart controller.
Right.
We also,
Yellow Rose was saying Tom out in Nevada did the update for his Mini 3 to use the motion control and goggles, and he has problems now. It said after 5 flights, it's going to shut down, and not anymore until they got an update done, something to that effect. He thinks it's the DJI Fly app.
Well, that's what we were saying earlier, that it's supposed to be compatible. The update that came out recently made these drones available for it. It's just not available yet. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Right.
Is that Marcus?
Yes, well, yes. Hey, Idaho Quadcopter, Ray Kelly, and you guys.
Marcus, what's going on? Ray Kelly.
You missed Billy Kyle earlier, so I guess you're gonna have to watch the replay. But he did
Billy
give
was
us
here earlier with the
informative information about the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro.
And we got a little sneak peek of the drone.
Yes, he had it on screen up close. He could let everybody see that he actually had a working version of it. And at being an influencer, that's good. But welcome, Idaho Quadcopter. We appreciate you guys popping in.
How's it going?
Like I said, you want to catch Billy Kyle. He was on earlier for like the first 45 minutes. And he got a few questions answered.
What I do want to ask before we get out of here is, like, what stands out the most about this thing, other than the fact that it does have a third camera or lens on the camera itself?
What stands out most about it?
The 70 millimeter is different than what we've seen before ever on a drone. And there's things about that, and I've said this to guys before with the Mavic 3, that when guys like, well, what is this lens good for? And I said, well, you look at.
Oh, Idaho says he ordered one.
I bet you did. I'm waiting. I'm gonna get one too, but I got a few things I need to take care of, and we'll probably be ordering a couple.
Yeah, we definitely need them for what the kind of work we're doing. But
I
like
wouldn't
John
say I need it. It's like I said, it's more of a want.
What can it do that you're not already doing with the Mavic 3? In our case, they're redundancy drones. We need more Mavic 3s in our fleet. In case something happens to one, we can keep moving. We can keep moving anyway, but it's good to have a redundancy drone But Herman, it's that time, man.
Okay.
It's that time already.
We can't stay on like 15 minutes more.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not cooking dinner tonight.
Well,
I'm
you
eating
falling
dinner.
asleep, so we gotta get out of here anyway. But I'd like to thank all you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We had the Mavic 3 on here with Billy. Billy brought the Mavic 3 out, to show everyone. We had a little discussion on it. We talked about a few things about it. We didn't get too deep on all of the features because if you have the Mavic 3, you know what it's about already. It was just the adding on that, that D-Log mode and to
Hey, Dan.
the new medium telephoto, like that 70 millimeter 48 megapixel medium telephoto camera. And the fact that it does shoot this D-Log and video on these and then the Cine, and it's like Angie asked earlier, should she get the Mavic 3? And I said, if you can find one, nice, but brand new, nice. If you want to get a used one, get a used one. But if you're looking to buy brand new, go to the Pro. Get the Pro.
Yeah. This is true. This is definitely true.
Just get the Pro.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Hey, Charlie, what's good?
Get the Pro. And with that, I'd like to thank you guys all for coming and hanging out with us tonight and talking a little bit about the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro. Put some respect on my name. I got you. But some like I said, thank you guys for all coming, hanging out with us. We appreciate you all. Stevie, we got to get out and fly, man. We got to get out and fly, Stevie. One of these weekends. The weather's getting good.
Yeah, definitely. Depends on the pilot, Jim.
Yeah, but like I said, this is about that time, Lawrence. So with that, we just like to say Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by those guys.
And hopefully me and my
Good night,
tech
everyone.
have our studio up and running so we can get back to playing videos again. I'm working on it for next week's stream.
Really?
Yes.
All right. We'll see.
All right. We appreciate you all. If you missed the Billy Kyle interview and an actual look at the Mavic 3 Pro in someone's hands, play back the replay. I think it's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the live stream.
And with that, good night, everyone.
How are you, sir? Get us that information, man. Please.
Who?
Please,
What?
we need that
Who are you
information.
talking to?
Mr. Weedle from these.
He's in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, we need that information. The sooner we get it, you can get it back.
Sorry for discussing business, but I saw your name.
That's all right.
I had to get it out there. So shout out to all you guys. And until next week, be safe, fly safer.